Hey everyone, this is Angel Mondragon here with PlutusX. Just going to be going over how to build a trading script for you using TradingView's Pine script, which is a native language created specifically for trading scripts. So what you're going to do first is you're going to go to tradingview.com, and for the sake of this we're going to be focusing on the pound USD. Click view full chart. Now once we're here, what we're going to do is we're going to create new. So it might look something like this initially. What you're going to need to do is obviously create an account as well, but after you get the account created, you're going to come into the Pine editor and click new and blank strategy. So this is actually already a strategy, and let's add it to the chart and see what it looks like. So we can see that it has a 35% profitable percentage, which means 35 win to lose ratio, 35%. We can see here, if we even add in some actual numbers to quantify the trading strategy, that over the span of 2017 up until now, you would essentially have a 1% loss over that time frame. So this is the strategy. Let's just dive into it, modify this strategy, and see what we can do. So this is kind of what it looks like. But yeah, let's just go into the actual code itself and then modify it and see what we can do to improve this strategy, if not make a new one altogether. So if you have some understanding of code, that's very helpful for this. This is just going to be the primary line that's creating the whole strategy function, and overlay meaning that it's going to overlay on the chart. Strategy is the name of the strategy. We'll just do PlutusX tutorial strategy. Alright, based on the chart, we can go over these right here, and I'm actually going to do something to make it a little bit easier for us to read visually. We'll call this signals, and then we'll call this execution. So we can see here that if this long condition is satisfied, then we're going to enter a trade. This one we're going to just call it long to make it simple, and this is signifying that we're entering it as a long. Similarly, if this short condition is satisfied, we're going to enter a trade and we're going to short, and this signifies that we're shorting that. Now this long condition is very simple, and that's why it's proving to be not nearly as effective as other strategies, is because it's saying if the small moving average of 14 crosses over the small moving average of 28, then that's a long condition, and if that long condition is satisfied, then we're going to enter a trade with a buy order. Similarly, if this short condition is satisfied, which is simply just a small moving average crossing underneath a 28 moving average, then this short condition is satisfied on the chart, which means we would enter a trade in a short. So really straightforward, and that's why it's really simple strategy. It's using lagging indicators, which means it could have a tendency to what's called repaint, which means it would give an order, and based on the actual ending of that indicator, could revoke that order or keep it there. All right. Now let's see what actually is going on. We're going to create some inputs here, and all inputs means is that the user will have the ability via the setting function to adjust the inputs for the indicators based on the chart or their strategy. So let's just go with SMA source input, and then we'll do close title SMA source. So I'm just going to save this real quick. Why is it not saving? Save. Okay. So if I go in here, we can see that we could actually change the SMA source from close, which is normally the standard, to open, to high, to low, open, high, low, close, divided by 4, by 3, by 2. So yeah, that's going to be important. People might use a different source other than the standard close. So we're going to do SMA length now. We'll just do SMA length. Same thing. We're going to use the input function, and it's going to allow us to set the length of this SMA, the min value that the user can place on the SMA, and we're going to do that as 2. The max value that the trader can use for this indicator, which will be 200. And then we have the title, which is going to be length. Now we have 2 SMAs. We have the 14, which is right here, and that's going to be the default val, equals 14. Oops, 14. But we also have a second indicator here using a different length. So what we're going to do is we're going to copy and paste this, and we're going to create a new function, or a new variable, and have the second one be at 28 for the 28 right here. So now that we have this, it's really straightforward. All we have to do is copy and paste the variables here. For SMA length 00, that's the 14th default. So we're going to add that where the 14 is at. SMA lane 01, that's going to be the 28 default length. So we're going to put that where the 28 was at. Simple. So if we save it, nothing's going to change. But now the user has the ability to change the length here. See that? And then just by switching it to a 30, we were instantly able to increase the profitability percentage by 1%, a little over 1%, and then also increase the net profit. So if we add some actual numbers to quantitate this trading process, we would be slightly above, very slightly above the 0% threshold, which means we made a little bit of profit. So now let's actually visualize what we're doing with this SMA real quick. So we're going to do calculate and plot SMAs. So now that we have the SMAs here, let's do this SMA 00, and that'll be the 14. Oops. 14 SMA, and then we're going to do the same thing for the 28 SMA. So SMA 01 equals this, and this will be the 28 SMA. Perfect. Oops. Now let's copy and paste and replace these variables. So this is the 14, this is the 28. So if I save this, it's going to be the exact same because we haven't changed anything, except it's going to default this back to 28. Now let's plot it so we can see what we're actually doing. So we're going to plot the first one, SMA 00. That's going to be at the 14. If we hover over the plot function, we could see that it gives us the syntax for it. So the first one's going to be series, and that's the series of data that it's using to plot this actual graph. Then we got line width, color, and transparency. Those are the only thing that's really relevant to this video right now. So we'll do color, green, style, oops, I can spell, style equals line, line width equals 4 or 5, 4 doesn't matter, and then title, SMA 1. Perfect. So we have 2 SMAs, so let's just copy and paste this, replace the variable, and then change the color. And change this. So now we could actually save this. Oh, broken somewhere. Oh, that's what happens when I can't spell. Alright. Boom. Now we can visualize what we're doing. Let's go back in here real quick and change this back to 30. 30 is the red line, I believe, so let's see what happens. Oops, wrong one. So it's difficult to see the difference, but it is there. It's crazy how just a slight change in the number could affect the whole strategy itself. Remember, we're in the 2-hour time frame for this particular example, so let's keep that in mind. Time frames do make a difference on strategies. All right. And that's just the foundation for this. Let's end this part here, and then we'll go into making a profitable strategy using RSIs, and then create a time function so we could test these strategies in a desired time frame as well. Remember to check out our other videos. We have trading strategies out there as well that you could already use. If you have not checked it out on our Medium post, you can see that the profits that it's producing. It's essentially a signal that's using a lot of different indicators altogether, and you can take these signals on your own. We also have an automated strategy that's going to be released soon, so be sure to stay on the lookout for that. If you, 1, do not have the time to insert these trades manually, or 2, just would rather have an expert doing it for you, this might be a solution for you. We also have a lot of other projects out in the works. Our actual corporate side, our MVP, and a little surprise that Patrick is working on should be out soon. The project Patrick is working on might take a little bit longer, but you'll see a little bit from that product coming out within the next month or so. So a lot of stuff in the pipeline. Be sure to follow us on social media, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. Everything is going to be at PlutusX. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and also give us a thumbs up. If you have any other suggestions on content in the future, once again, leave that in the comment section below. Thanks again, guys. Bye.